Hello and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. I'm shivers. I forgot what to say. Oh, I was so sure we'd
What did
nail it this
I
time.
said, don't muck it up.
You put the juju on me. Seriously, I was trying so hard to be professional.
I'm your co-host, Ron Tate, and with me is
Isabel Tate.
Yes, yes, you got that right. Well
Oh
done.
my God, seriously. I forgot to, I thought I would do the welcome, and then I forgot what I was actually going to
What,
say.
what the welcome actually entailed.
Oh, such a moron sometimes. Anyway, we're
And
here. We're back.
we are.
We're
We're back,
back.
and as you can tell, we're just as professional as ever.
And that's what people tune in for. It's like, it's like when you watch things just to see the crashes and
Yes,
accidents
yeah,
and
that's right.
yeah. So
We are the podcast equivalent of watching stupid cat videos.
it's right. God. Yeah, that should please don't write that on the review.
That's my review.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are again. And just as a quick update, we got the refund.
Did,
Ta-da!
we did.
Yeah, so we put the pod out Friday, or we recorded it and put it out Friday. Saturday, I got the email. We got back from our run. We were
Yeah,
sitting outside because it was actually a sunny day and eating our breakfast at what, like 2 o'clock.
yeah,
Um, and yes, we got
yeah,
the email. I went, woohoo!
yeah.
Can't
So there
believe
you
it.
go.
They didn't actually. They said thank you for that, and your refund has been processed. Like, like they didn't really say we apologize for
Mm.
a shit night, but they did by giving the refund. Like they didn't argue it, so they knew.
Yeah.
They knew.
So there you go. You never know unless you ask.
That's what I always figure. Like you've just got to give these things a go. And if
Mm.
if they say no, what's the worst that can happen? Like
Yeah.
we'd already paid the money, but it really it just irked me so much that
Yeah.
and so then I used that money to pay for us to enter Macedon.
Macedon, yes. So
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 there we
we've
go.
used that money to feed our habit, basically.
Rather than our tummies,
Yeah.
because it didn't fill our tummies. Well, it did with bitter regret. Anyway,
And
our update.
right now. So we on the Saturday after we did the podcast, we thought we'd give road running a try
Oh,
because we do love a good road run.
we do. When was the
So
last time we did a
I
40K road
don't know.
run,
Yeah,
Ron?
so it
It
had
was
been
like 2 years
it
ago.
had been a while since we'd done a long run on the road, so we thought we'd just double
Anything
down.
longer than
Yeah, thought
10K,
we'd double down and do a 40K
which
road
ended up
run.
being 39 because we
But
just
yeah,
couldn't be
39
asked doing that last K. It was like,
because yeah, we had an option of making it longer and extending it out to 40 Ks, but the
mm,
will, not only were we losing the will to run, but we were actually
losing
losing
the
the will
will
to
to
live.
live. Yeah.
So
Oh
we headed
God.
straight back to the car.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was tough from the get-go. Like Garmin told me it was a tempo run. It said you worked very hard on that run for not much,
Yeah.
but yeah, and it was like, yeah, I know. It just and do you know what? I don't know what it was, but every niggle that I've ever had in my entire life flicked through different parts of my body. Like my shin, I was getting this nerve thing and swapping in shins, which would make my leg want to collapse. My hip was hurting. My everything was hurting at different points. Some different bit hurt, like a niggle. I wasn't feeling niggly like that before the run. I haven't felt niggly like that. It
No,
was just on that run.
that's right.
It was my body going, "What the fuck are you doing, you moron? Stop this." No.
So we went through various scenarios along the run. There was sections there where, there was the potential to cut it short. So if we
Oh,
if we if we changed,
oh, it would have been so
we would
easy.
cut the run short, and then after we passed that turn, then talk went to Uber and catching an Uber back, and then we got to another turn off where we could have headed for home. It would have been faster to head for home than
Yeah, and
back
then
to the
just
car,
drive back to the
and then
car.
drive and pick the
We
car up.
actually talked about it and like, oh, we'll just drive because we were with Nikki and Maria and Peter
Peter.
and and I was like, we could just then drive to the cafe and be sitting there going, what took you so long?
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
there were various scenarios, but none of which we ended up following. We actually
Which
did,
is what I do,
yeah,
and what we do is we'll do the whinging, but we'll finish the run. like we will always finish,
Mm.
always. And I always finish what I start. Like that's,
Yeah.
I couldn't live with myself otherwise. I mean, not that it matters in the scheme of things whether or not we finish the run, but
No.
it matters to me because I like to do what I've committed to do. That 1K, that's fine. But I committed to doing a long road run. So I'm going to do a long road run and not polite just because I'm soft.
And you do have a very big fear of failure becoming
A habit.
a habit,
Yes.
or
And
not
it's
not
not
necessarily
failure.
failure. No, quitting or
Yeah.
well, yeah, quitting, I guess.
Yeah, I'm very worried about quitting becoming a failure because it's so easy.
Yeah,
It's so easy.
yeah,
Once you've quit once, it's like, "Pff, oh, that's all right. You can quit again,
yeah.
like when? Oh, yesterday, this morning actually. Like I got up, put on my running clothes, and you went out and you were waiting for
Mm.
me, and I was like, I might just tell Ron I'm just going to go back to bed. And like, do you know what stopped me? The fact that I'd put toe socks on.
Ah, oh,
And it
really?
was like, oh, they're going to be so hard to take off and then get back on again. But it was also because, and I was thinking, I've done that before, gotten ready for a run and then realized how tired I was and that I just got undressed and went back to bed, like this must be that same. I think I need to rest.
Mm.
Seriously, I'd talked myself into it. And then I just went, no, no, you're not doing that. I went back,
Mm.
said hello. You turned the coffee machine on. So,
Yeah.
and I went and did my run and I actually quite enjoyed it and I
Hmm.
felt better for it,
Yeah.
right?
I wasn't
It's just
waiting. I
so
wasn't waiting
easy.
for you so we could run together. I was waiting for you because I was getting ready to go to
Oh,
work.
yeah, yeah, he was going to work.
I was
Yeah.
going to work and Isabel was going to run. So
He was waiting for me so he could just sit and drink coffee while
yeah,
I ran. No, no. He was,
because Friday is my rest day.
yeah, that's right. Ron doesn't run on a Friday. Monday is my rest day. So, it's easy to convince yourself that you're tired, that you're not right, you're not quite up to it. And, I have gotten a bit of a cold since Wednesday.
Yeah,
Um, I had bad sleep the night before. Some things have been happening, and I haven't slept well for a couple of nights now. Just some stress in my life, and that sort of exacerbated the cold feelings. But with a cold, you can run easy, and it's okay. And in actual fact, it can help. I personally believe
yeah. I find it helps. Make my nose runny and it kind of helps drain
blow
your
everything
head.
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
which is great for people around me. But
yeah.
luckily, I was running alone. Mm. But and I'm feeling a lot better than Wednesday. And once again, I was on the run on a run. I was doing it because of that horrible experience with the road run, I've decided I need to do more road running. I was doing a 20K, which I ended up cutting short to like 19 and a half. Because I just couldn't be asked once again, see, and that's become a habit. Oh, who cares about hitting what I decided to do? So that's another thing. And see, and that's become a habit. So I need to, anyway, I felt the cold come on during that, like during the run, mid-run. And it's like, geez.
Hmm.
Anyway, let's get back to the road run. Let's talk about it. Why was it so hard, Ron?
Well, we don't do a lot of. I mean, we do our short runs through the week on roads, but
Yeah,
tend not to be much over 10Ks
yeah.
generally.
Never over 10Ks on the
Um,
road normally during the
no.
week.
So, once you get over that, I don't know, call it 20Ks, things, it's the repetitiveness of
Mm.
running on the road that things start to
There's
shake
no,
loose.
there's no hills to hike up,
Yeah, bones start to rattle.
especially these
It's,
old bones, eh?
the exhaust starts to blow a bit of smoke. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just using the same muscles over and over again. When you try running and especially in the hills, you use a lot of different muscles.
Yeah, because you're running up, well, running uphill,
Uh,
hiking with
uh,
purpose uphill,
yeah, running down,
some hills up,
yeah,
but yeah.
twisting, turning.
Hmm.
Whereas on the road, you tend to point in a straight direction and just
Go.
hit punch out those ones and twos.
That's it.
To coin a phrase.
Stomp out the ones and twos.
Sorry, stomp out the ones and twos.
Yep, yep, yep.
And yeah, it just shakes the bones. And after a while, my hips and
Mm,
knees were really starting to hurt.
yeah. And I think that's why all those niggly little feelings came up for me because my body just wasn't used to that kind of
Yeah,
impact.
yeah.
And we were with Nikki, she's training for the 6 day in New Zealand, so she was doing some walk breaks and that,
Mm.
not as many as I'd have liked. Um, But so we did do some walk breaks, but she walked so
I
fast,
know.
and we're
Oh,
both going, "Oh my God, my
mm,
knees, my knees!"
my
Walking fast was harder on my body than
my
running.
legs, I guess you could say, are considerably longer than Nikki's,
Just a bit.
and I couldn't keep up. Like
You can't keep up when I
I
walk
know I struggle
fast.
to keep up with you when you're walking. So, I'll just slowly draw further back, and then I have to run to catch up, and
Yeah.
then you just slowly draw off
Oh my
again.
God, she walks so fast and she
Yeah.
doesn't even look like she's trying, but oh my God, you have to kind of almost hyperextend your leg, which then hurts your knees. And we're both up the back whinging and whining. Oh, my knees, we can't keep up, Nikki. We'd have to, oh my God, we're pathetic. We- Oh,
So
thing to consider that I used to run marathons, and all my training runs, most of them were on the road, like,
yeah, yeah.
and I used to love it. But yeah,
So yeah, we came to the decision that we do need to do a little bit more on the road side.
yeah, because that was a shameful effort.
Yeah.
It was almost bad as the Highland Feast.
I was getting ready to ask for my money back, to be honest.
I know. Yeah, well, yeah. But it was funny. We were running along Ferntree Gully Road. Yes.
Yes, yes,
And you heard a toot. I didn't hear it because
yeah,
all I could hear was misery in of my own thoughts.
yeah.
But there was a toot and
And
you waved.
I looked across and there was someone waving at me, so I started waving back as I do.
And later when we were having a coffee, I got a message from Tabitha going, "Oh, that was me," and oh, Julie, I think it was,
Yeah,
um, waving at you. She goes, and Ron sort of waved awkwardly, so we assume he didn't know who it was.
no, no idea.
Yeah, so and I'm like, I didn't even hear you toot. I said I was in too much pain. She goes, "Oh, you guys looked fresh." I'm like, liar,
We had it,
liar.
obviously.
Yeah, she was being nice.
I think we're at about 32-ish Ks at that stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, the pain had really set in by then.
Yeah, and then we got to the petrol station and you went in and got a drink
Yeah.
and I got water because of course, oh my God, we can
Oh,
talk
I
about
forgot about
that.
that. Forgot all about that.
And actually this is good for what we're going to be talking about
Yeah.
soon. But yes, I the other week before we went for a long run, we noticed there was water left in the fridge from where my bladder had been, but we couldn't find a hole in the
Yeah.
bladder. Anyway, and no, I swapped the bladder just in case because that
Yeah.
was for the Brisbane Rangers
That's right.
run and I didn't want to be without water in the middle of nowhere
Mm.
just in case.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we filled it again and you went, "Oh, I think I found the leak." Some water squirted out, but it was up
Yeah.
near the top.
But it was really weird because it didn't leak until I kind of laid it, or not laid it, sat it upright on the bench while I was trying to put it into the little
Pack.
pack thing,
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, the
the
insulator.
insulator that we put them in before we put them in our packs. And I noticed a stream of water pop out the side.
Hmm.
So then I was like, did I actually see that? So I was squeezing it and trying to adjust
Oh,
it.
I saw
Couldn't,
it. You showed me.
yeah, I couldn't make it work. But then all of a sudden it did it again. I was like, oh, it only seems to do it at certain times.
So anyway,
So
I thought, well, I'm going to be wearing it. That's the bit
yeah,
pointing upwards. It'll be
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Famous freaking last words.
Yeah, it's like, it only seems to happen when you put pressure on it. And you
Yeah,
might be putting pressure on it, so it'll be all right.
yeah. So anyway, we
Oh,
drove to where we met Nikki and Maria and Peter, and I pulled the pack out, and the pack was all wet, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh. I thought, oh well, it'll be okay. Maybe I had it lying upside down or something.
yeah,
And so we started running. It was really making a terrible sloshy noise,
yeah.
which I cannot stand. But we move on. Anyway, all of a sudden I felt all this water dribbling down my back, and I'm like, oh
We
no,
weren't even a kilometer,
not
a
even a kilometer
couple of
in.
100 meters down the road from there.
And I didn't have bottles, nothing. And it was like, oh my God. And so that was in Frontier Gully. By the time we got to the basin, which was probably about what, 15K,
Yeah.
I don't know if people have seen that Jim Carrey movie, and quite frankly, I wouldn't have if someone around here didn't like stupid movies.
It's
I don't mind a
it's
few Jim Carrey movies, but what was that movie? What was it?
me, myself, and Irene.
Fuck me, that is so
Very funny
bad.
movie.
But we couldn't finish watching. Well, Ron's watched it before,
I've watched it.
and it was like, come on, you got to watch it. It's awesome. And after I don't know 20 minutes, I wanted to bloody stick a pencil in my eye. There was one funny scene where he gets so thirsty. He's got
Because
this.
he has to take medication. If he
Yeah,
doesn't take the medication, he gets really thirsty.
is that what it is? I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Uh,
All I remember is when he got thirsty, it was like cotton wool was in his mouth, all this froth and white, and he'd be like, and I felt like Jim Carrey in the movie. If you watched Me, Myself, and Irene, that was the only funny
yes.
bit. And yes, and that's what was happening to me. So Maria was lovely. She had two bottles and she gave me one of hers.
Yeah.
Not gave, lent.
Lent. Yes.
So thank God for Maria, because
Yeah.
seriously, you need to be able to drink as you're running. Ron was like, oh, you can drink out of my bladder, which is fine, but you have to stop, for
Yeah.
me to be able to.
Yeah.
So,
And then it just becomes too much of a hassle, and
yeah. Well,
you
we'd
don't
been
ever
doing
stop.
that, and that's
Yeah.
why I ended up so thirsty,
Yeah.
because it was like, I
Mm.
mean, I loved stopping, but seriously, not that much. Um, so yes, that was a bit of a curveball.
Yes.
And then yes, so we got a drink at the petrol station because, of course, with just one bottle, it ran out
Yeah.
by about 32 k.
Mm.
So yeah, I got some water. You got a
I bought yeah.
Gatorade, and then we were running along and we saw someone was standing in
Someone,
front of
someone standing in front of us.
taking
Yeah,
photos.
we couldn't see who it was because they had their camera up in front of their face taking photos of us, and we're like,
Who's
"What
this?
is this? What's going on?" And it turned out it was Bao Ping,
Yes.
who we see everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah.
We see him at races. We see him in the
We've seen him at
dating.
Park Run, Gelsford
Yes, yeah,
Park.
we saw him
We've
at
seen him
Park.
at Marysville.
Um, Lovely guy, just
Oh, lovely guy.
so nice to talk to, and just
So friendly, so awesome. He's got,
when you think of the friendly trail runners,
yeah, yeah.
he is the guy.
Yeah, yeah. And he was
Very
telling us
friendly.
about how and of course I was all into stopping and chatting
Yeah,
because we were running up a hill. Felt like Mount Everest. It
yeah,
was equivalent to nothing. But anyway, and he was telling us he's doing that race in Hong Kong,
yeah.
isn't it?
The Hong
Hong Kong 100 or something,
yeah
but it's like with the Buffalo Stampede, there are also three races you can do. There was
yeah
a 56, a
56
30, a
yeah
30, 56,
and
and
then
a
a
100.
hundred yeah
And they've all got, but like the 30's got 2,000 meters of climbing, or
yeah.
was that the 56?
No, I think that was the 30. I think the 56 had about 3,000, so it
Yeah.
was still steep, but not as steep as the
Yes.
30.
Yeah. And the 100 had, like,
Six or something, I think
yeah,
you
like
said.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like,
Mm.
whoa. I mean, it sounds awesome, horrible, but
Yeah.
awesome,
Um,
So he's doing that. And he's like, are you coming back to Marysville? Because he won the male and I won the female.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know. At that point, I just wanted to die. So it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yes.
but it was lovely to stop and lovely to chat to him.
Yeah. 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 So isn't it funny that even when you're out running in the roads, you see people
Yeah.
and,
Mm.
it's just such a great community, the running community.
Yeah, that's right. And because he had seen that he was driving past
Yeah. And he stopped
and
and pulled
he
over.
saw us and stopped and pulled over. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, it was really good. It was a much needed distraction that we need.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it enabled me to run up the rest of the hill instead of walking
Yeah.
because it's always embarrassing walking a hill on a busy road.
Yeah.
I
Especially
mean,
when it's, ordinarily we'd just call that a douche,
yeah, douche, like it's
run up
fine,
the douche.
easy. I've run that hill so many times. I've done
Yeah.
it heaps of times.
Yeah.
But that day it just felt insurmountable,
Yeah.
like
That's right.
honestly, it was just maybe, I had a little bit of that cold in me. I don't know,
Mm.
but I really only got the cold Wednesday. Although, yeah, I got the cold Wednesday and I taught Monday, Tuesday, so it was
Yeah.
probably germs from someone
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah.
When you work
Yeah.
with kids, even though they're teenagers, there's still
Yeah.
a lot of germs around.
Yeah. And then we backed that run up with 10Ks
Oh,
at
yeah,
Listerfield the next
yeah,
day
yeah,
in howling wind.
yes,
It was
yes.
very windy.
And we were going to run on the road again, but
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just going to be horrible running on the road, like just
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
So instead, we ran in the bush,
Yeah. We
which was much nicer.
drove to Listerfield and just did a nice easy 10.
Yeah. And I wore my running kilt
Yes.
just to see what that was like to run in on a short run, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was
It was
good.
good right up until you got blown off the rock.
Yeah. So I haven't actually posted that
Oh,
video.
haven't you? Oh,
I
you should.
should. I
You should.
should. Um, did you send me that? All right. After this, I'll post the video. There is a
It
video
was
of me
on
standing on the rock, and then there's a video of me falling off the rock.
it was on the GoPro, no, Insta.
Ah, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've
Ah, I've got it.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, because it was so windy, it actually blew
She
me off the
was
rock.
trying to stand on the rock to pose for a picture, and the wind picked up and blew her right off the rock.
Yeah, because I wanted like a dramatic photo with me in my running kilt,
Yeah.
like the Ross kilt, and I wanted it to be dramatic with the stormy skies and
Wind blowing your hair.
yeah, what you got to see was my feet in the
Yes.
air. Because we kind of rewatched it back, and it wasn't that funny until you just see my feet go into the view. And it's like,
Because I kind of lost you out of the picture, and
because
then
I'm like, what? trying to get you to
And
catch
then
me.
when by the time I found you again, it was just your feet in the air.
It was so funny. Oh, so yeah, okay. I'll post
Yeah,
those on stories, just
yeah.
stories, because, oh, or maybe I'll see. I'll see if 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 I get enough of a reaction from
Yeah.
people, I'll post it as an actual post on my page so everybody can see it. But you also did a video of me that looks, I thought,
Yes.
good and dramatic. Like not the
Yeah.
photo, but there's also a video. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I just thought the kilt in the wind, and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that ended badly.
Was it?
As I was falling, I'm thinking, oh, because I sort of, as I fell, I kind of tried to jump, so I didn't
Yeah.
just fall. And all I could think was, please don't break your ankles, because these are 54-year-old
I think
ankles.
I think you need to post it as a Insta versus reality
Yeah.
post.
Yeah, true, true. I'll post the video of me standing there looking majestic,
Yeah.
and then the one of me looking highly
Yeah.
unmajestic.
With your feet in the air.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
And me going, you're not filming, are you?
Oh,
Like
you are.
I better smile. Oh, so look out for that one, folks. Yes, get onto the peak endurance coaching stories. It might even be on Isabel R. I'll see. I'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yes, so
So that's what's happened. What's coming up? Tomorrow we are spending some time in the bush.
yes, I better get those compasses too.
Yes, we are doing a 12-hour road game tomorrow.
Right at the Wombat State Forest.
We've done a little bit of urban busho
Yeah,
in the last couple of weeks. We thought we'd up the ante a little bit and actually do a proper
yeah.
bush orienteering. So
Rogaine, Rogaine.
Rogaine, yeah, compass, map, all the good stuff.
Yeah, and Rogaines you have to do in pairs, obviously, because they're
Yeah.
in the bush.
Mm.
It starts at 11 in the morning and finishes at 11 at night. Although I have said to Ron, I'm quite okay with us finishing at 10 because, of course, it's not 11. Like it's not like we can choose how many checkpoints
Yeah.
we get. We probably won't do well. Even if we got all well, wouldn't. I don't think we're going to be, pressuring the people who
Yeah,
win.
no, because we are not proficient
No, I mean we're proficient,
orienteers.
but we're not.
We know how to do it,
Yeah, just not quickly.
not quickly. That's right.
And of course, well, Ron's probably better than me, but I like to really think about it because I'm doing it as training.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that I get it right. And I also want the training of doing it at night, because it's really hard to get nighttime
yeah,
orienteering practice in.
yeah, yeah. So that's what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah. So,
So yeah,
and then we're going to camp at the hash house.
mm,
Well, I mean, close to the hash house.
yeah,
And just in the car
yeah,
camping, and then come home in the morning. I mean, we could drive home that night, but it's
yeah,
late. We'll have been up all day, in
yeah.
the bush, tired. So I don't really think it's a good idea to be
No,
driving home.
that's
And
right.
we car camp plenty.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah, we've got a good setup where we can sleep in the back of the car.
Yep, yep.
So,
So yeah,
hmm,
so we'll do that, and the hash house puts on a little bit of a
I
little bit of a
think
dinner.
it's like a soup and sausages
Yeah,
type
it's
thing.
nothing major,
Yeah,
but it's no cost,
no,
so it's volunteers and
yeah,
everything. So, but we'll probably bring something as well and have the
yeah,
jet boil there, and we'll
yeah,
be yeah, yeah, and then we'll just get up in the morning, and I assume we'll just come home
yeah.
unless you wanted to do a run.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think after 11 or 12
Yeah,
hours I'm going to particularly want
no,
to do a
that's
run.
right.
I'm thinking it'll be a rest day, to
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah,
And then we'll
yeah.
come home, do the shopping,
Oh, life. We'll just
back
do
to the
life.
grind.
Mm.
Although I am not working at school next week because I am off to Queensland
Yeah.
next week. Oh, and it looks terrible. It looks like 25
Oh,
degrees. How
no.
hot.
Sunny and 20.
For a business retreat. I sound like a real business person. So I'm going for a business retreat.
At Movie World.
No, we're just doing that on the last day. All the other days are at the Sofitel. So, yeah, I'm going for that. So there will be no podcast next week. I
No,
am sorry, folks, because I will be in Queensland living the dream.
that's right.
So yes, and so if you see me on Strava, you'll see that I'm running up in Queensland, and I'll be running in a singlet and running skirt,
And
no gloves. I'm not even
and
taking gloves.
and sadly complaining that it's too hot.
Probably, probably, because if there's something to complain about, I'll find it.
Because we know how much you love running in the heat.
Yeah, I actually prefer running in the cold, but but there's always that point. when we go from cold weather to warm weather, where I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm so sick of being cold. And then after 2 weeks, I'm like, oh,
Oh
fuck this,
God,
I'm
it's
sick of
too
being hot.
hot.
Never happy, never happy. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I challenge anyone. I wonder if there's anyone who's actually, you're going to turn the heater down a bit. I always get warm after a while, but at first I was cold. You can turn it down just a little bit. All right. So we are going to now talk about the actual, once again, meat and potatoes
Yes.
of the podcast. So basically what we're talking about is dealing with curveballs in your ultra
Yep.
race. And, as you can hear, there's plenty of curveballs in our training runs. So
Very, very rarely do you hear someone who's done an ultra go, it was the perfect day, everything went right.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Very rarely does that happen.
rarely, rarely, rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always something that goes a little bit wrong,
Yeah.
right? And so you need to be prepared. And what I find is a lot of people go into it um, not thinking that everything's going to go perfectly, but not having a plan for in case things
Yeah.
go bad. Just going, well, my only plan is for everything to go well
Yeah.
because that would be my best outcome. And yes, that would be the best outcome. But the chances of it happening are pretty much Buckley's and none.
That's right. All the positive thinking in the world will not stop your stomach from turning south well, depending, at mile 70.
Yes, that's right. So, sadly, because that would be nice. Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
nice if positive thinking could
Yeah.
fix that? So, you know, I've had a million races where things have gone wrong. Like I would say that every race I've done, something has gone
You've
wrong.
had some fairly spectacular things go wrong,
Like what?
well, CCC or
Oh God, yeah, the
Al
mold in the and that went
yeah,
wrong right from the start. Right. But I finished.
or that Alpine
Challenge where
challenge where
I
you
got this.
missed your crew.
Oh God, where the
Was that
crew
Alpine?
missed me. Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
Alpine Challenge.
yeah,
And that was a different Alpine Challenge than the one where I got a stone in my shoe and got
yeah,
a massive blister.
yeah,
Yeah, the Alpine Challenge where the crew missed me twice and I had no food for so long.
yeah,
Oh, it was heinous. Oh my God. It was terrible. It was terrible. But you just keep plodding along and just keep plugging along. So yeah, like people seem to think that I've had all these awesome races and everything goes well. And at both of those Alpine challenges, I think I came second. Um, it's like, no, like very rarely does everything go 100% right for me. Like I said, I've never actually had everything go right in a race. I remember when I did the Kepler challenge and I lost all my gels, they fell out of my bag or something. I just suddenly had nothing left. So, it's like things happen.
yeah,
Things happen, sadly. Remember that time when we did the Wonderland run when I got a hole in my sock
yeah.
and then got a blister?
Uh,
Never seems to happen to
no,
you. All the things that go wrong don't happen to you.
although that one I had terrible cramps from about 20 Ks for some reason
Oh,
in
did
that
you?
race. Yeah,
See, I don't remember. All I remember is my
that
blister. I'm so
yeah,
selfish.
I regularly do 30, 40, even 50 Ks in training and never get a cramp. And I've
Yeah.
done 20 Ks on that
Which says that,
and gotten a cramp.
yeah, but that's also because, once again, you tend to get cramps not because of electrolytes, but because of an effort level that you're not
Mm.
used to. And it wasn't so much that we were going super hard and fast, but it was that terrain
Yeah,
was
rocky,
really not what we were
high
used to.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
you need to train for the unexpected. You can't just expect to rock up on race day and be able to deal with these problems if you've never experienced them in training. All right. Perfect training runs don't prepare you for race day. They might look good on Instagram, but they will not help you on race day. So if the weather's shit, get out there. Although, in saying that, one of my athletes posted a video of the rain in Sydney. And oh my God, even I was like, get on a goddamn treadmill, woman, because that was crazy rain, like
Yeah.
crazy. Um, so yeah, in general, train in rain. Train when it's hot. Like be careful. Obviously, take fluids and blah de blah. Just be careful though. But train in the heat, train in the wind. When it is windy, you got to get used to that. Run at night, and I would never ever advocate for all night running, but do some of your runs at night.
Yeah.
With
Especially that time either
mm,
where it's going from night to to day or from day to night in that transition because
That's really hard to
that
see.
is
And
yeah.
it's hard because I put on my head torch and it doesn't make it that much better. But if I turn it, it's like
Mm,
it's really hard. It's a really and also your depth perception changes as it goes between the
yeah.
two.
Yep.
Practice with multiple fuel sources, as in sometimes take a really unusual food that you've never tried before. See what it's like. And if you've
Sushi?
done, yeah,
Yeah.
sushi.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried that first time in a race, to be fair, which I know people say don't try new things on race day, but sometimes in a race, if you've gone off absolutely everything, you have to try new things
Mm,
because you've got to try something. But that's why it's good to try, not just stick to always, okay, this works for me. You want to try different things so that you're not caught out in your race,
yeah.
so you've got options available. And like when we did that 10K run after the road run, I mean, our legs were shattered, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good to train on tired
It
legs.
is.
Why?
Why? Because at the end of a run, there's no way you're going to have.
End of a race, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. At the end of a race, you are going to have tired legs.
Yeah, and
If
you
you
have to
don't, you're
keep
not doing
pushing.
it right.
Yeah, that's right. And you have to keep
Yeah.
pushing. So it really simulates that late race fatigue. I used to, when I used to, be racing even harder than I do now, way harder. I used to do what I called bonk runs. And I would fuel, I'd eat before I went out and I'd fuel a little bit during the run and then I would stop fueling and I wouldn't fuel for the last couple of hours just so I could get used to running with no food. And that's why when my stomach does go south, I'm able to keep going
Mm.
because I've taught my body how to do that. Now, this is I wouldn't advise people to do this regularly. Like it's not something you want to do a lot because it's really depleting.
Mm.
It's really, and it's pretty miserable. And normally people won't go out in their training runs wanting me to enjoy themselves. And I only ever did it on training runs when I was by myself. This was long before I met
Yeah.
you. Because, you know, it wouldn't be fair to other people, when I'm not eating and deliberately causing myself a bit of misery.
Yeah.
But it did toughen me up a lot, and it
That,
made it so that when I did have issues with food, or like in Kepler when I dropped all my gels, I was able to keep going. Not full of joy and love of life, but I was able to keep going, right? So you got to train these sorts of things. And like I said, if you are going to do a bonk run, only do it very, very occasionally and be really careful. You've got to be careful. And then as soon as you get home, you've got to really fuel up
yeah.
because otherwise you're not going to recover. And like I said, rarely I don't want people to hear this and think, oh, I don't need to eat during my long runs. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is an actual strategic run
And practice eating solid foods as
and
well.
practice eating solid foods, not just
Yeah.
relying on manufactured
Yeah.
foods.
Gels and stuff.
Because one time, another Alpine challenge, my crew met me and we discussed it. I said, I'm not going to carry food with me because the first time you meet me, it's not that far into it. Bring food. I won't need food until then. And he forgot the food. And I had that 30, 40, I don't know, kilometer loop to go. And everyone gave me food, people waiting there, the crews.
Mm.
And so I had a variety, ham, cheese, and tomato sandwich. I'd never had that in a race before. And it
Yeah.
was awesome. That was Rowan's.
Yeah.
And I know I've told this story before, but luckily I was able to just eat, and people just gave me the food out of their backpacks, which was so lovely of them. And I just had to eat that because that was all the food I had for 30 or 40 Ks. It was either that or nothing.
Yeah.
So, you've got to be prepared to eat different food. If your stomach goes south, suddenly, maybe a meat pie will work.
Yeah.
That's the only way I find out that a meat pie worked. So, yeah, you know.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's
Well,
talk about some common race day problems and quick fixes.
all right. So, what should happen when your stomach starts to develop issues?
Right,
What
so
should
what
you
you
do?
need to do generally is slow down. Slow down a bit.
Hmm.
I know you feel like you're losing time, but you will actually lose more time if you don't get your stomach sorted as best you can.
Right.
Right? So slow down, sip water, okay? Because not this electrolyte stuff or sugary stuff. You want to try and cleanse your system, right?
Mm.
So the best way to do that is just a bit of water, sipping, not gulping, not too much, just some really simple carbs, like even, I know it's a bit hard, but get your crew like just some dry bread, just some plain white bread.
Hmm.
plain rice cracker or something and just nibble on it. Like I'm not saying, aim for 200 calories or aim for 60 grams of carbs. No, just nibble, even if it's just a nibble. Slow down the food, slow down your pace. Simple fluids, if sip fluids, but simple fluids too is what I mean.
Yeah.
Water. And if it is hot, try to cool yourself down. Pour water on yourself if you've got access to some,
Hmm.
those sorts of things, okay? Because the reason your stomach goes south often is because when we're running, it's drawing blood away from the gut because that's not the priority.
Yeah.
In spite of us knowing that food is a priority for us, the body goes, that's not a priority. The priority is getting blood to the legs, right?
Yeah.
So slow down, let some of that blood get back to the gut, and it will help a bit.
Yeah. And I know, you don't stop and sit down and eat during a
No,
race.
no.
You're
I'm a believer in beware of the chair.
yeah.
Because I
But
know once I sit down, that's it.
yeah,
Pretty
but
much all over Red
I
Rover.
do remember at Coast to Cozzy
Mm,
where you weren't get taking on food very well. It got to the point, it was on the second morning.
mm. Yep.
Yeah, the second morning where we actually sat you down,
Yeah, you made
made
me.
made you sit
I'm
down
like, nah.
and eat.
And I was like, oh, that worked really well.
Yeah, because
Because I'm good at giving advice, not
yeah,
taking
you,
it.
you wanted to keep moving because that's what you do.
Relentless forward progress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we actually made you sit down and eat.
And it actually stayed down and I
It
was
did.
able to eat.
Yes, that's right.
It made a huge difference.
So you may have lost some time in the immediate, but
Not really.
you weren't actually going to get any faster by not eating.
No, no.
So
To be fair, though, I don't think I could have gone much slower. I was getting pretty pitifully slow. Anyway, that was a race that everything went wrong.
yeah,
Oh, golly gosh. Yes, so, right, blisters. If you develop a blister or you feel a hot spot coming on, what should you do?
you should ignore it because if you
That's
don't take your shoe off, it won't get
that's
worse.
right. That was been my theory
Is that,
before.
yeah, I'm sure I've seen that on YouTube
Yeah.
videos as well. Always
Instagram.
seems to
Yeah, yeah.
work.
Yeah, like
No, no,
yeah.
you shouldn't.
No, no. So do something like, yeah, when I felt that stone in my shoe and I was like, no, I'm not going to stop until later. And then I knew later was too late.
Mm,
Um, just check and get the stone out straight away if
yeah,
that's what it is. If it's a hot spot, like in the Wonderfuls, I stopped and I put a blister pad on straight away.
yeah,
Which can be a little bit tricky if you've got sweaty skin, but maybe even have some alcohol wipes in there. Lube prevention. You get your, what is it? Body Glide,
yeah,
that sort of thing, squirrel's nut butter, triple B cream, whatever you use, doesn't matter, but do something.
yeah.
Don't
Don't,
just leave it and think, oh, if I ignore it, it'll go away. Because
no,
I'm here to tell you, it doesn't go away, it gets really bad.
yeah, that's right.
I've shown that photo on Insta and Facebook before of my foot with half the skin hanging off.
Yeah,
So it's not pretty.
no,
Yeah.
and nothing is more miserable
Mm.
than running with painful feet,
Oh,
knowing that there's a huge blister or skin that's
yeah.
come apart
Yeah.
because it started off as a blister.
Yeah. Yeah.
So see to it straight away, deal with it straight away. You'll once again, the time you lose in dealing with a blister, you will more than pick up for by being able to continue moving.
A stitch in time saves
It does.
nine.
It saves 9 or 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. All righty, gear failure.
Yeah, right.
Well, once again, we had experience with that, with the
Yep.
water, the bladder,
Yeah.
pack spares
Yep.
for most things. Well, I should have had bottles with me
Yeah.
just in case.
Because we knew there could be
It was an issue. What?
yeah, didn't even think about taking a spare just in case.
Yeah. So we should have
Having said that, we were a bit lackadaisical because we knew we were
on the road
on the
and
road and we knew there was heaps
shops.
of potential for shops and
Yeah.
buying water.
Yeah. I just didn't realize how warm it would be. As in,
Yeah.
when I say warm, it was like 18 degrees, but from compared to the weather we've had, that was warm.
Yeah.
And so I got super thirsty. So, and once again, just because you think the weather's going to be something, don't expect that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in Melbourne and
Yeah,
you never
that's right.
trust the bomb.
It was cold to start out, but within a couple of Ks,
Yeah,
it had warmed up and it was quite
exactly.
warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once again, we had that big discussion about singlet and shorts,
Yeah.
singlet and t-shirt.
Yeah.
What should I do?
I know.
You were just about ready to
I
wear a
was going
long
to wear a
sleeve.
t-shirt, yeah, and you're like, Isabel, you're going to be too hot. And so I wore a long sleeve top over a singlet, and within about 2Ks, I
Yeah,
was roasting and took the long sleeve
yeah,
top off and ran in the singlet. And then I was like, thank God I listened to you, Ron,
yeah.
because
Which she says all the time. I don't know why. She says that all the time. You shouldn't laugh that much.
I was going to say, Ron is always right.
Uh,
All right, you might have a mental low.
yeah,
And do you know what? I had a lot of mental lows on that long run.
yeah,
I was really self-doubting and, like, what the hell am I doing? Why is this so hard? This should not be so hard. Like, I can run from
yeah,
to be fair, I'm still not 100%, well, I wasn't 100% well, but it should not have been that hard.
yeah,
But, this is why doing those hard training runs helps because now when I do something else, I know I've gotten through that and I know I can push through. It's funny because supposedly Maria, because they went up ahead, I said, just go, leave me, you know. And Maria and Nikki were running ahead, and Maria said to Nikki, "Oh, will Isabel be able to finish? Do you think she'll just pull out?" And Nikki's like, "Of course she'll bloody finish. She would never not finish."
yeah,
And because, and that's right. And she was right. Of course I'm going to bloody finish. I would never not finish.
yeah,
Um, and I think that's a good mental attitude to have as well, because you take that into the race. If you quit your training runs, it's even easier to quit your
yeah.
races, you know?
And now, we've spent enough time out on these long runs or races or, whether
Whatever
I'm
it is.
running with you or crewing you, to know that when you say you don't think you can do it, I
That's
go,
a crock of shit.
yeah, I go, okay, we'll just see what happens. While I'm in my mind, I'm going, of course you can do it. What are you talking
I know.
about?
Oh, but it's not so much that I don't think I can do it. Like I know I can do it. I just don't know how I'm going to summon the mental strength to
Yeah,
do it because it seems so insurmountable. I know I can physically do it. It's just that
yeah,
it's the mental strength that's the hardest
yeah,
part.
it is.
It is honestly the hardest part. The body can keep plodding along forever, but it's the mental strength of making yourself suffer.
Hmm.
That's what's hard.
Yeah,
And so you've got to what works for me. It's like I don't even know what works, but have mantras, things that you repeat to yourself, and what I do is I think to myself, I can't wait for this bit, and then when I get to that bit, I'm like, oh, I'm here now. It's like I've gone into the future, and I'm here now. And then I go, right, I can't wait for the next bit. And I visualize in my head as I'm at that other point, I visualize what it's going to be like when I'm at that
yeah.
next bit.
Hmm.
And then when I'm there, I'm like, whoa, I time traveled again. I'm here now. And that's how I do it. It's called chunking the course.
Yeah,
And I don't do it necessarily for aid stations or whatever. I just know specific parts of whatever course I'm doing. Like when we were running, I was imagining that we'd be on the bike path that led to the
yeah,
car.
yeah,
When we're on that, I'm like, oh, I'm here now. And oh, I hate this bit. But then I imagined myself us running around the library and nearly being,
yeah.
so each step I would chunk it forward.
Hmm.
And I personally find that really helps. What's helped you when you've had mental lows and long runs? Other
My
than me going, hurry up, Ron. Because I know that's
more often
helpful,
than not,
isn't
it's just me trying to keep up with you.
it?
No, I tend to, like you, break it up into I've just got to get to this bit, and then I've just got to get to this bit. Like you were saying when we were running along that bike path, for me it was um, I just got to get to the athletics track or where the
Yeah,
athletics
yeah.
track is, and then when I got to there, I was like, right now the netball courts is the
Mm.
next big thing, and then and I knew as soon as we got to the netball courts, we could
You're so
almost
close.
see where we were going. So
And I was sort
I
of
was
like
like,
at every road crossing, I'm going to say, let's have a walk. So I'd look forward to the road crossing, we'd have a little walk. And it was
yeah,
like that was my reward for getting to the road crossing.
yeah,
And that's how I broke that bike path part down.
hmm,
So you can even do that. I'll be
yeah,
rewarding myself with a walk or a little nibble of a chocolate bar. Like I used to for long races back when I could eat sweet stuff in races. I used to take a Kit Kat chunky or a Boost bar, and they were my rewards for later on.
yeah,
And did they ever give me a boost? All that sugar. Right. So, and control what you can. What can you control? You can control your effort levels. You can control your mental outlook. You can control it. Like you
mm,
can try to find things. What's good? What's not hurting? Focus on that. My
yeah,
finger's not hurting. Awesome. Or, say mantras to yourself. I've got this. I'm strong, and I would, um, things I would sometimes do, this feels good. Do, 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 do.
yeah,
I knew that it would. No, even when I'm not feeling good, I'll sing that to myself. And after a little while, I'll start to feel better. I do that. I sing songs. Instead of mantras, I tend to find things in songs. I will do mantras as well sometimes, but I find songs that help me for some reason.
Mm.
And they're all really bad, dumb
Yeah.
songs, but that's what, hey, they help me because they're funny. I sing it and
Yeah.
it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
but essentially, calm runners finish strong. So calm runners are ready for curveballs, are
Yeah.
ready for things to go wrong.
Problem solvers.
Yeah, and they're problem solvers and they have a plan. So, if my stomach goes south, this is what I'm going to do. If I get lost on the course, because I've done that before too, you have a plan. Like, right, okay, I'm going to stop, reassess, backtrack to where I last knew that I wasn't lost, where I last saw a thingy, and then keep going from there, right? So have a plan. What are some other things that can possibly go wrong and you can sort of
Um,
pre-prepare for in mentally with a visualization?
well, blisters or
Mm.
I guess pain.
Yes, pain's a good one.
Yeah.
What am I going to do when I start suffering and that little voice is going, oh, I
Mm.
just want to quit?
Yeah.
One thing you can do is imagine me on your shoulder. That's
Yeah,
helpful,
that's
isn't
right. Yeah,
it?
yeah.
We were talking about that the other day.
Isabel was sitting on my shoulder yesterday and
Yeah,
giving me a good talk to.
supposedly. I was back here, but Ron was craving junk food for
Uh,
lunch, although he had a salad,
I had my
had
salad,
a
which
delicious
is
salad waiting for him.
what my usual lunch is while I'm at work. I was craving junk. Whether that was potato chips, you
I
know,
mean, before Ron met me, that's all he ever
yeah,
ate for lunch. He would just go out and get junk.
yeah, and I had pretty much made up my mind, and I had my car keys in my pocket. I was near my car. I was walking past my car for another reason, but I was thinking I'm just going to get in the car and go to the shop.
Yeah.
But then I had Isabel on my shoulder talking into my ear, going, "You'll regret it. You don't want to do it. You don't need to do it. Just just eat your salad. You'll be happy." And so I gave in to
Yeah.
Isabel, not my
Good.
cravings.
Yes.
And I went and ate my salad, and I was fine. Like, by the time I'd eaten my
It was just
lunch and
probably
I
because
was
you were
fine.
really hungry,
Yeah,
but sometimes my athletes do say to me, "Oh, I had your voice on my shoulder."
yeah,
And that's great. That's
mm,
good. I'm fine with that. I'm glad I can go
yeah.
along on so many people's runs. Um, but ahead of time, plan. What am I going to do when it starts to hurt? Because I can tell you right now, it's going to hurt.
Yeah,
And you've just got to keep pushing. I mean, one of my sort of mantras, but one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. And that's just what I do.
mm,
Because, I learned my mum used to do that when we'd be out bushwalking for 20 million hours when I was 8.
mhm.
And she would be just next to me going, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. And, it used to make me cross at first, but of course, one foot in front of me, what am I fucking gonna do? Not that I swore back then. Um, but after a while, you got into the mantra and you got into it, and it became a rhythm, and it did. It made it easier.
Yeah.
So it works.
Not only to convince yourself that you can do it, but to take your mind off,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever's
Even
ailing you.
Radcliffe used to, count. She used to count to 100 or something, or 20 or something. I don't know. She used to count, and then she'd start again, just to keep her focused and
Yeah,
in the moment, as opposed to, oh my God, this is hurting and that's hurting,
yeah.
and I don't think counting would work for me, but you can't do that in a mile. That's too long to
No,
just be counting.
one can only count so high.
Yes. So the final 20% of the race is probably, it's definitely the hardest, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I find it the hardest because you're so close and yet so
So far.
freaking far,
Yeah,
so far from the finish, and yet you're close. I find almost being, like 80 Ks away from the finish line is easier than being 15 Ks away from the
yeah,
finish line. I find that so much easier. So you've got to have a plan for that final 20% of the race. Break that bit of the race down. Have something to look forward to, whether it's changing your shoes maybe, or like I used to have a yummy chocolate bar that I used to like, but of
mhm,
course I can't eat that sort of stuff anymore.
yeah,
Um, you know, Find a way of reframing your discomfort as progress. Like every step means I'm getting closer and closer to the finish line. I also like to visualize what it's going to be like once I'm sitting
yeah.
down.
Mm. Or
The
just
simple pleasures.
finishing the crossing the finish line,
Oh, finishing
finishing the
the
cross line, crossing the finishing line. Just
Yes.
that, because particularly after an ultra, that's a great feeling, and that,
Oh, it is.
you know,
That's why we do it. Is
yeah,
basically for that feeling.
Yeah, so visualize what it's going to be like,
Mm,
who's going to be there.
yeah.
It might be the middle of the night and no one will
No
be
one's
there,
there.
but
But I've finished plenty of races like
yeah,
that. You know what?
yeah.
Like when I finished CCC, there was nobody there for me, like literally nobody, because I had nobody there. And I crossed that finish line and, I just went and sat by myself and cried. Um, but, I still was looking forward to that finish line
Yeah,
because by God, it meant I was finished.
yeah,
So, just look forward to that finish line and crossing it and knowing that you bloody did it
yeah,
and how awesome you are. You didn't give in to that voice. You didn't give in to those feelings. If you have a why, think about your why, anchor to your why.
mhm,
We've discussed this before, like that I don't really have a why. My why is just to prove that I'm stronger than
yeah.
my body and
Prove it.
my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Do you have a particular,
No,
your why is just because I said, let's do the
yeah,
race and you go, okay.
yeah.
And
That's
you
right.
don't mind.
I don't need a why.
No, I don't need a
To
specific why.
Mainly because I don't tend to do run races where it takes me to that place where I need
Yeah,
a why.
yeah.
Certainly not on my own. Like the 100K races that we've done in the past. I've been with you, so my why is just to
Get up to
keep
the
up with
finish.
you.
Yeah,
Um, where because I've not really found myself in that position by myself.
well, I have plenty of times,
Yeah,
and I don't know what my why is. I don't know. I don't know.
mm,
I don't know. It's more that I just want to push my body and see what I can achieve and just to not give in.
yeah,
As you can hear, I don't like to give in to my weaknesses. And if my weakness says stop or don't go for that training run, that's when the David Goggins in me does come
yeah,
out.
yeah,
And yeah, so but some people do need a specific why, and that's fine. But really think about your why. If it's in memory of a person, or if it's in memory of who you used to be, but now you want to be someone different, or if it's whatever it is,
yeah,
use that.
yeah.
So basically,
Hmm.
success in ultras isn't about everything going right, because it never
No,
does. It's about being ready when things go wrong, because they will.
yeah,
Something will go wrong. Something, anything. I don't know what. I can't even, like, who would have thought, that girl when we were at Adelaide 100, that she was going to get washed into a river and
yeah,
nearly drowned? She
yeah.
didn't know that
She
was
didn't
going to
know.
go wrong.
No,
I mean, I don't think she'll have visualized that ahead of time.
no.
Right? That's one thing. But I'm pretty sure she finished, didn't she?
I think she did.
Yeah.
I know she moved. She went on.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been
Um,
incredibly
yeah,
distressing mentally, let alone the fact that she was soaked from head to
yeah,
toe. It would have been incredibly mentally distressing, but
yeah,
she kept going. So things will go wrong, and some
yeah.
of them pretty horrible. Like that blister on my foot,
Mm,
that was pretty horrible. I ended up on crutches and on antibiotics with it quite infected, and I wasn't able to I wasn't allowed to walk on it
mm,
basically. Hence the crutches, because the doctor said I had to get my foot off my foot, but I had to go back to work. So things will go wrong.
yeah.
You need to be ready. So I've created a race day problems and quick fixes checklist. So go to at Peak Endurance Coaching on Instagram, not Facebook, and on any of my posts, comment checklist, and I will send that to you.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, there's just with a few different sort of problems and what you can do for quick fixes. Um, and if you've got any quick fixes yourself, let us know. We'd be interested.
Yeah, yeah. We're all for learning new things. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Like there might be something we haven't
yeah,
thought of that we haven't come across
yeah,
because we won't have thought of it because it's never happened to
yeah.
us.
That's right.
I mean, pretty much everything that can go wrong has happened to me.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm sure there's something out there that hasn't happened to me.
yeah.
No, I thought I'd let people know I am doing group coaching now. So that means if you've got a group of friends or a run club or whoever you are, and you've got maybe five or three, even two, even people all training for the same event, then I will do group coaching. So basically, what that means is on the V.app, I put you in a group and I create a training program specifically for that race, whatever race it is. It could be a marathon, it could be a massive ultra, it could be whatever. And it could be like the Buffalo Short Slam or, whatever it is. And if you're all doing it, then I will create a program. on the VDOT app, then, although it's the same program per se, I will individualize it for each person within that group. And then we will have like group meetings where a group Zoom, we'll chat every month about what's happening for everybody, how the program's going. You will still get the same Loom feedback and all that sort of stuff, all the same, but it will be group. And it's only $50 a week per person, which is super cheap for personalized coaching.
Hmm.
But that's as a group, and you've all got to obviously be training for the same thing. So get your friends together. If you're all training for the Buffalo Grand Slam or something like that, and there's like five of you, then shoot me an email and we can sort something out for you.
Yeah.
But yes, it'll be a group plan that is personalized per person, and also then group coaching calls rather than individual coaching calls. And that's part of the reason why it's a little bit cheaper, because it's just group coaching calls and obviously just the one plan. Alrighty, so do that. Let me know. Get your squad together, and I'd love to help you out. Follow at Peak Endurance Coaching on Instagram, and follow, I think, the Peak Endurance Podcast. I mean, I think there might be lines in there,
Yeah.
dashes or something. I don't know. I was getting a bit fancy back in the day. DM me with questions, because I would like to do a question and answer
Yep.
pod next.
Hmm.
So you've got 2 weeks, people, to get us some decent questions. I'll put some Instagram stories up for writing it in, but if you
Yep.
don't see them, just DM me some questions.
Yeah. Good question. Well,
Yep. Or if you know my email, email me, but DM me at isabel.r or at Peak Endurance Coaching. Yeah,
yeah.
that's easy peasy, or Facebook message me, I
Yeah.
guess. Alrighty. So I'm not going to worry about that last one
Yeah.
after all, just for now.
Hmm.
And yeah, we would love you to review the pod. So we got a comment on the YouTube,
On the YouTube.
what the young folk call the YouTube. Sorry. I'm wasting time while I find it. We're up to 431 subscribers. No, no, a little aside. We were talking about perhaps doing a beer marathon.
Yes. Yes.
We have decided, after chatting with Maria and Nikki, that we're going to do a Prosecco marathon, which I
Sounds
find
great.
way better, because beer is a lot of fluid to be
Yeah.
drinking. A glass of Prosecco is a lot less liquid bubbling around in my stomach.
Still very bubblicious though.
Very bubblicious, but that's part of the plan. And we're going to do a Prosecco marathon. If anyone can think of a good name, can you think of a good name? Because I can't. Um, this is from Camilla Arch. This is from the safety one. Always enjoy my weekly dose of Isabel and Ron. Great tips on safety this week. Good banter, and makes my commute to the city each week much more enjoyable. So thank you, Camilla. I didn't reply to her. That's so rude. And Bigfoot Running, at Bigfoot Running. If you haven't seen him on YouTube, he did a
Video.
video.
Yeah.
Who knew that word was difficult? He did a video on Ultra Adelaide, which
Yep.
we watched and we enjoyed.
Yep.
And he's done one recently on the Cleveland half
Yes. So
marathon.
he's based in South Australia.
Yeah, yeah. And it's great, and you get
Mm.
to see the trials. And he's a lovely guy. He's written, "Hey guys, really enjoy the podcast. Keep up the good work. I also ran Ultra Adelaide, enjoyed your take on it. Been listening to every episode since." Oh,
Mm.
thank you. That's so awesome. I need
Yeah.
to reply to both of those.
Yes.
Geez, Isabel's a bit slack, a bit slack. I'll see if there's any comments on our latest one. I don't think so. That's the ultra endurance one. Oh, there we go. Bigfoot Running
Again.
commented again, but I did reply. That's good.
Mm.
I wrote, he said, "Sounds like a great weekend at Crown
Yes.
Castle." And I said,
Mm.
"Yes, definitely unforgettable." For all the wrong
Yeah.
reasons. So, yes, thank you at Bigfoot Running. We appreciate you following us, and we follow you, because I
Yeah.
think we subscribe to his channel.
I'm
I'm
pretty
pretty
sure
sure
we
we
have.
did,
Yeah.
because that's why we now see him on
Yeah.
our feed. I always like to support fellow,
Yeah.
YouTubers. Not that we're really, I've still got to make all these videos.
We're getting quite a collection of videos.
I've got all the footage.
Yes.
I've just got to find the goddamn time. Oh, it's just so time consuming, all this sort of stuff. But yes, I know I need to do it. Oh my God.
We have run in some really nice
I
spots
know. And I've
in the
got all the
last couple of
footage. I
months.
know, I know, I know.
We took a lot of footage
I
while we
know.
were in the UK. So,
But it's really hard to
yeah,
edit that Insta 360 footage, and I think that's kind of what's putting me off because
yeah.
it's really hard. And it's expensive because I've got to pay for all the, the editing software, and it's like, oh my God, it's more money. Uh, anyway,
Anyway,
anyway.
one day you might see it.
Yeah, yeah.
We certainly had a lot of fun
Recording
recording the
it.
footage.
Yes, I will do it. I will do it.
Yeah, every time you see Isabel's
Okay, where's the videos, Isabel?
yeah, Isabel's videos, but when you see her videos that she posts of our runs on the weekend, that's generally just a snippet of a lot
Yeah, of all the
more
footage.
video
Yeah, I've
that we
gathered
take.
heaps of footage. When I say I,
Yeah,
everyone has, and I just put the snippets up,
yeah.
and that's hard enough. I know. Oh my God. And I so much want to. Like when I lived in Canada, I was doing a vlog because that was the fashion back then. It was a vlog.
Yeah.
And but I used to do it in the evenings after work. Like, and I actually really enjoyed it because it was fun putting the videos together. It was quite creative.
Mm.
But now it's like, I'm married to you now. I've got a life. I want to spend time with you, not sitting in front of a computer. Because
Yeah.
back then it was just me, myself, and I, not Irene.
No.
And do you like that? Full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah, full circle. Back
Um,
there again.
and I was like, I don't, like I used to be happy to do that because
Mm.
it was that or watch television.
And
And where I lived, she didn't have free to air TV, and she was always using the Netflix account for her place. She let all her friends use, so I could never use Netflix. So rude.
while she was using your
Yeah,
Netflix.
well, she was using my Netflix back in Australia. She'd given her code to her friends, and so every time I'd go use it, they know someone's using it. I'd be like, really? So I did that, and it was fun.
Mm.
So if you look back, people, it was right back in my YouTubes, you'll see some, and I got really creative with like the thumbnails. They were so wanky. But that was the fashion, once again, that was the fashion back then. Like the fashion for YouTube thumbnails now is all these, I don't like them. That's why I just go no thumbnail. I'm going raw footage
Mm.
thumbnail. And that's the trend I'm starting. And I have actually heard that that's getting more popular. So I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
I
There
was
you go.
onto that
Yeah.
trend already. It's called the lazy YouTuber. The time crunched YouTuber trend.
Mm.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, let us know your questions. Um, Training questions, obviously, not what we had for
Yeah.
breakfast.
No,
Although that might help you. I don't know.
it's not that interesting, I'm afraid.
No, no, it's not. But let us know your questions. Let us know your training questions and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah, we look forward to those. And we will catch you again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep, that's right.
Alrighty, thanks for
Okay.
joining us.
Thanks.
Like, we would love it if you left a 5-star review and a little bit of a, bit of a review.
Comment?
Comment.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yes. Oh,
Jesus, what is with
gee,
my brain
nice.
today? Seriously, I can't think of words. It's that early onset bloody dementia.
Dementia, that's right.
Yeah. Couldn't even think of the word dementia.
That's how bad it's going.
Yeah, I know. It's because I've got too much going on.
Yeah.
It's a bit like squirrel.
It's great. All right.
Yes, all right. Enough,
It's
enough.
time to end.
It is.
All right.
Okay. Thanks for
Okay.
joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.